This webinar is brought to you by the team at BetJet Pro, the best trading software for Betfair, bar none.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to be back with another live webinar for BetJet Pro. Got a lot of stuff to show you this morning. We've figured out that we've got 21 new changes that we've put in. I didn't realise it was that many, but when I was going through them all last night, and I'm thinking, wow, we've actually done quite a lot. So you're just seeing the BetJet Pro website there at the moment, and to go and get the new version, if you've got Windows, you can just nip over to betjetpro.com, go to Windows, and you'll see download latest version 2.6, okay, and the previous version is still there. Make sure you go and get the release notes. I'll show you them a little bit later in the webinar, but they're quite important that you go and get them. Very simple to look at and read, but very, very handy to have, so download them. And if you want the Mac version, just simply go to Mac, and there you've got the latest version 2.6, and again, get the release notes. Okay, so that's on the betjetpro.com website. So if we go and have a look at some of the changes that we've made, you've still got the same sort of homepage, but a few things have changed in settings. So I'll go and show you them. You might have already heard in the background while I've been introducing this to you guys a few sounds, and some people think they're a bit annoying. You can go and turn them off now. So if you go to settings and you go down the bottom, you can have play sounds yes or no. So for the rest of this webinar, I'll go and turn them off, and you can just go and click save and save that, and now the sounds will be turned off. So that's one little thing that people were asking for that we've done. Also, another one now is when you're first logging in, like a lot of websites now, you can just now put your username, password, and push enter. You don't need to go down and click the third button to log in. So we've just made it a little bit more convenient for logging in. Just simply put your username, put your password, and push enter. A lot of people are used to that. So if we go and have a look at some of the markets, I'll go and do a couple of demos for you. I'm going to start with a tennis one. So we've got a good tennis update for you here. But before I crack on, any questions that you've got, just open up the Zoom chat box and you'll be able to ask questions, and I'll see them, or Dags will see them, and we'll be able to answer them for you. But actually, I'll start with football and show you one of the easier things that we've got. So if we go to a football, just got a binary market here, which binary market's just any market with two outcomes. So I'm going to show you some stuff on tennis and the unders and overs goals markets. But one of the cool things to start with now is, I'll do it on the ladder so I can show you. You know how some people like to drip feed bets in? So say you were going to bet on this game under 0.5 first half goals. You want to lay it because you think Forest versus Tottenham, there's bound to be a first half goal. So you're going to go and place some bets. So you can go and place a load of bets in like this. And what used to happen is when you would get the unmatched bets, say you wanted to go out now, but you want to keep those bets in play, you used to have to go and tick all of these individually. Well, we've changed that now. So all you do is simply click the grey pin at the top, and they all keep instantly. So it's just made life a lot simpler there. So it's just simply one click, turn them on or off, okay? And that's all you need to do. You can't undo them with it. If you wanted to undo them, you just cancel them, or you could go and undo them all manually, but not many people want to do that. If you want to just keep them in play, rather than doing them all like we used to, just click the little grey pin at the top, bang, they all keep, and away you go. So that's just one little extra thing that we've made it a lot easier to do. So if we go and have a look at the liability reduction that we've put in for you as well, I'll do that on a tennis match actually. If I go and have a look at, we've got a live tennis match here in play. So we'll go and have a look at this one. And one of the cool things we've put in is Optihedge, which is, some of you might know it as the Trade Shark hedge. he got it put in. It was something Trade Shark wanted a long time ago. And if I go and put a back bet in on, it's a bit dead this market now, but I'll see if I can show you anyway. He's 102, this guy, so I'll go and back him at 102. And you see that you've got the hedge figures there. And what we've got now is a button up here called Optihedge, and it just puts the hedging opportunities on the other side. And you can see you've got 2 figures. So you're allowed to now trade out on either ladder. So if I wanted to trade out on this one, I'm going to lose 10p. And if I wanted to trade out on this one, it'd be 6p. And they're clickable buttons. But I'll show you a better market for doing that. I thought this match was a bit more competitive. It was when I opened it. I think they're about even money. But this guy, he's gone 5-1 up in the 3rd set. So yeah, he's going to win. So I'll find a better tennis match to demonstrate that on. I'll go and do it on the football game. So you can see it, because that's not going to move. So if I go and we'll do a live game. I'll do a live game in a minute. We'll go to Celtic is on now. So we'll go and have a look at Celtic. And if we go, what's the score? It's 1-0. So go and have a look at the under 1.5 first half goals market. Okay, and I'll demonstrate that live for you. So let's say that we think there's going to be another goal. So what I'll do is I'll go and place, we'll go and place 4 bets in there. All right, and you got the little markers there indicating how long they come in. But you see instantly with Optihedge, I can hedge on either side. So it's just simply turning it on or off. So it's quite a handy thing. And as I say, you'll get 2 figures. So if you wanted to trade out for a loss at any stage, you can just see which of the 2 is better. Obviously, this one at the moment, 16p, is better than taking a 51p loss over here. So it just gives you better hedging options. And what you'd use it for, particularly in tennis matches, is when one player goes right up high in price and there's no money available. You see, like, there's no money up here at all. So there's nothing you could do. If I went and clicked a price up here, I'm not going to get matched because there's no money. So you can now come to the other one and you can place a bet down here. Or in this case, this market will be going up. So I could place a bet here for 68p, whereas over here I'm going to lose 97. So it's just Optihedge is very cool. Once you get used to it, it's quite handy to have. So I'm just going to let these 2 matches get these 2 bets get matched, and I'll show you the other cool feature that we've added. So that'll be matched in about 10 or 15 seconds, and then I'll go and show you that one. I'll turn the Optihedge off so as not to confuse you. But this is very, very cool, this new one. It's what's called liability reduction. So I'm going to go and show you what it is in settings. You go to settings and you scroll down and you click Edit ST. And you've got 4 buttons there. Now they're editable. You can put any text that you like in there. You can put numbers, words, whatever you want this tool to mean, you can put, so you know what you're talking about. I've just written it to have 25%, 50%, 75 and 100% to match the liability reduction. And then you would just save that and close it. Okay, so if I go back to my ladder here, you see I've got a position at the moment of 82.82. Now let's say you're trading a game and you want to get out of half of that liability. You think, oh, there doesn't look like there's going to be a goal scored anytime soon. I want to reduce my liability by 50%. So 50% would be £41.41 and the price is $2.90. Well, how much do you got to bet? Well, nobody can work that out quickly, right? So what we've done is you can go and push this 50%, turn the tool on, and then go to the middle of the ladder. It's really important that you click on the middle of the ladder, not the price cells. So I'm going to go and place a bet here at 2.8. So I click that at 2.8. It places a bet of £23.1 for me. I've just missed it. So I'm going to go in at 274 because there's money there. This bet will cancel, which is great, and it puts a new one in. 23.80. I'm going to get that match straight away, and my £82.82 is instantly reduced to £41.41. So you've just reduced your liability by 50% without having to do any sums in your head or anything else. And if you want to reduce it even further, if I now want to get that in half again, I've got my 50% there. I can just go in here at 268, click again. It's going to place a back bet of £12.32, and I'm gone down to £19.98. I got a little bit of best execution there because there was a little bit of money above, so I got a bit better than I asked for. But now I've reduced it from £82 down to 41 and down to 20. Okay, and you can use them 25, 50, or if I wanted to do 100% and get out of it altogether, I could just go down and I can go and click at 262, and it's going to place a bet of £12.33, and that should take me pretty close to zero. If I get that matched, then everything's working fine. Be a bit embarrassing if it doesn't, but there you go. It's pretty close, 17p. It gives you the best sort of execution that you can, but it gets you out of a nasty position if that's what you wanted to do. So I'm going to go and lay that one for £8 before we move on, because I think that there will be another goal in this half, and then we'll move on to some horse racing. So that is the liability reduction. That's a really cool tool, and that's not just for tennis. You can do that on anything. So say I've got a horse race, and I go over to the horse race here, and I lay this second horse for, I'll just go and do it for a tenner. So you see I've got a liability of 107 on him there. So if I'm going to reduce that by 75%, and I go and click at 11, you find there I've now reduced it to 26.80. Okay, so just a liability reduction tool. And to do it to 100%, I can just go and I'm out. It's back to zero, and all of my loss is now on the other runners. And if I want, I can just hedge that up. So it's a pretty good tool. But just to be clear, what it will do, it works out your liability on that runner. It works perfectly in binary markets, which is like a goals market where there's only two outcomes, or a tennis match where there's only two outcomes. If you're going to use it on something with more than one outcome, that's fine, but you must know that it will only work on the selection you're on. So if I had, let's say I had a liability over here of 107, let's say I had a liability on the 5 horse here of £500, okay, it's only going to reduce the one I'm on by 107. So if I do 100%, it's only going to get me out of that one, which it's done there. If I wanted to reduce this one, I'd have to go and click that on that one, okay? So that's just how liability reduction works. One thing you may or may not have noticed is we've made the figures nice and big at the top. They're much bigger than they were, much clearer. And I'll go and show you on a greyhound race what we want something a bit fast moving. So 12.29. Let's go and have a look at this 12.31 at Doncaster. So you got a minute 30. So if I go and pick a selection here, I'm going to lay this 3 dog, sorry. There's no 2 dog in the race. So you see he's matched. And what you've got here is your position if the selection wins. And on the left, you've got a constantly refreshing P&L. So you can just sit here if you want and click that when it changes, or you can click it down here. But it gets you out at the best available money. So you see there's money there at 7.6. So it gives me 27. It doesn't put you in at last traded price. You can either click that or you can click this. It works out where it'll get you out. So it's pretty well instant. Whatever that says, you can have right at that second. So I'll go and see if we can get out of that for zero before this race starts. But the figures are nice and clear. We've removed the what if figure now. The what if figure only appears in the middle if you are on a back or lay sell. So you see, if I go and lay at 7.4, in brackets up the top, 65.28 would be my liability, and in brackets on all the others, 10.2 is my profit. So we've put that in brackets just to make it clear that's going to be potentially what happens if you click the button. The number on the right is what will happen, and the number on the left is what you can take right now. Okay, so that is the hedge figures and what they are doing up the top there. If we go and have a look, we've done unmatched bets. We'll go and have a look at unmatched bets. I want to go and show you on the next... Well, I'm going to show you on this horse race again. I want to show you how the zero hedge works now. So if I go and lay this horse for 10, you can see I've got a profit on every other horse of £9.18 at the moment. What used to happen in the old BetJet is if I wanted to use zero hedge, which is the Z key, it would only work on a horse that you've got bets on. So if I go and push Z on this horse, it should get me back to zero, which is pretty well done. It does it as close as it can get because you can't bet less than a penny on Betfair. So it's always going to be pretty accurate, but it's there. But what we can do now, which is really cool, I'm going to go and lay this horse again. You see I've got no bets on any other horse. If I go and get my match bets up, you can see he's the only one I've bet. But I can go over to this horse here, and let's say this favourite, okay? We think, well, this favourite can't win. I can now go to this favourite, just hover on him and click Z, and he goes back to zero. Okay, and that gives me a bit bigger loss on this guy, but a bigger profit on all the others. And then if I thought number one can't win, 23.77, I can just hover on him, and you can be anywhere in this box. I can be up on the name, I can be down here, I can be anywhere in this box, and I can just hit Z, and he goes back to zero as well, or as close as you can possibly get. Okay. So that's a new cool feature on the Z key. So you can now do any runner, which is great because if you're watching a race and you've got profit sitting on all these horses here and you can clearly see that this 7 horse isn't going to win, you think, oh, he's gone. Previously, you couldn't do anything about it other than lay him because you've got no bets on him. But now you can just go over and hover on him and click Z and he goes back to zero for you. And, of course, any profit from that will get added to all of the others. Then if you get yourself in a bit of a mess like I've done here and you just want to get out of all of the bets at once, there's a super cool tool up here called Get Me Out, and that will show you your current profit and loss for every runner. And you can just click one button there and it'll do it. Or if you've got your caps lock on, because I'll just come over here in the middle, and what I'll do, because I've got my caps lock on, I can just hit the O, because you see how the O is underlined up there. So if I just even hover down here and I've got my caps lock on, watch what happens if I click O. Bang, every bet is instantly eliminated and I'm out and the market's fully hedged. Okay, so it's just about trying to make life a lot easier for you guys. One other cool thing that people were asking for is, rather than coming up here and clicking grid and clicking ladder, was there an easier way to do it? There is, but I don't think this is any easier, but we've done it. So if you just want to use F1, it goes to a grid, and F2 goes back to ladders. You can just F1, F2 without moving. All right, but I mean, that's not anything I'm ever going to use, but people wanted it, so we stuck it in. I'm just going to go up here and click grid. But that's what you can do now, the F1, F2 toggle. So one of the next cool things we've put in that grid traders will love, well, I can do it here because I'm on the grid. The way it used to work is if you put the tick offset on, you just had to hover on a horse and push T and it would turn the tick offset on that horse. What we've done is we've made it so you can now clearly see it. And you see when I'm on him, top left-hand corner there, the tick offset light is on. And if I go to the second one, it's off. So sometimes you'd get confused about which horse you've got the tick offset actually on. So now we've got it so that it's lit up there. So if I did it on every second horse and I keep moving my mouse, now there's no doubt about which horse I've got the tick offset on. I don't need to keep hovering over to see which one. Particularly if you did a quick sort during the race, you'd really lose track of where the horses were and what was going on. So it's the same with the stop loss tool. You can just go and put the stop loss on, just hitting the S. And if you've got the caps lock on, it does all of them. So if I go tick offset on and off, and the same with the stop loss, get them all on or all off, And the same with the fill or kill. If you want the fill or kill, you can do them all. But it's great that you can go and see now if you've got all the tools on or off on any of them. So that's just another little thing to make life a bit easier for you. So that is the grid tool sort of lights. I've showed you, I believe, the liability reduction setup. We set that up before, and I've showed you the tools. So we're going to bin that one. One of the other things that it was a bit of a bug that was quite annoying, but if you go over here to the ladder, and let's just say you just wanted to keep numbers 1, 2, and 3. So there's 1. Okay, so you've got 2, 1, and 3 there. What used to happen if you went to the grid and came back, if you're still using the old version and you go and put 1, 2, 3 and you go to come back, the 3 favourites would be there. But now whatever you select will stay. That used to be a bit annoying, and it's just something I overlooked because I never imagined once I'm on a ladder going back to a grid, but what it does, it just refreshes it. Now it won't. So if I just want the 1 horse there, I'll go the 2 because he's the favourite. If I only want the 2 horse there and I go back to the grid, when I come back, only the 2 horse will be there exactly as I've set it up. One of the other things we had noticed was when you're on the grid, the numbers weren't next to the horses. So they are now. So that's cool. And I don't know many people that are going to want this, but if you want it, it's there. What you will have noticed is the SP. You can now bet SP through BetJet Pro. So if you wanted to just back a horse at whatever SP he was going to be and just leave it there to run, now you can. Be warned, though, that an SP bet can't be cancelled. So if you do click that button, it's going to keep the bet for you. So if you don't want that there, which I don't, very simply go into settings and go show SP. Just turn it off to no, click save, and then anytime you come back to the grid, it's now gone. So you can't accidentally click it and be placing SP bets. So it's there, but it's only there for people that want it. You don't need to do it. So one other thing that's really good that a lot of, well, not a lot, but some people wanted, particularly some very big punters, what we've done with the fill or kill. There's now 3 ways to use the fill or kill. So currently I've got it set to 0. So if I go and turn it on 0, okay, oh no, it's actually set to 3 seconds at the moment. So if I go and place a bet, say for £10 up here at 15, turn it on. So there, so we 1, 2, 3, and it's gone. All right, so that's the 3 seconds. But there's 2 other things that are very cool now. So fill or kill, what you can do is set it to 0, and I'll go and save that. And let's go and find a greyhound race. 12:39 is the time. So let's go to 12:43 at Pelor Grange here. All right, so the fill or kill is now set to 0. So I'll go and turn it on. And what you see is if I go to click a bet here at 7, you won't even see it. So I've clicked it and nothing happened. All right, but if you go to the Book of Truth by clicking the green box, you'll see I went to back for £10 at 7, but it didn't show. What 0 does is if the bet is not able to be matched, cancel it. 0 will say take any amount of the bet and cancel the rest. So see this horse here, I'm going to look for something really small because I want to just show you how it works. So I'm looking for a small amount. So see this 3 here, if I, oh, just missed it, there's 2. No, I'll just wait. I just want to get a partial match here. I'll do it on this 5.2. No, it wasn't there, I missed it. So I'll do there 3. Bang. Right. So what I've just done is I got matched for £5.12 at 5.2, and the rest cancelled without you seeing it. If you look in the Book of Truth, you'll see I did back it for £10.20 at 5.2, and it takes the part of the bet that's available and it cancels the rest for you. So for some reason, a lot of people want to put bets into Betfair but not have them seen, and they don't want to have any more match than what's there. So if there's only £10 there, they don't want to leave the rest of their bet sitting. They just want to take what's available. So that's what 0 does, and I'll show you the last one, which is -1. If I go and set it to -1 and I'll save that. Okay, now if you've already got a market open, you need to go and refresh that market to take the new settings. So see, it's still on 0. So if I shut the 1243 and then go and open the 1243 again, it will take the new settings. It now says -1. What it does with -1, I'm going to go and get a £100 bet here. And if I go and back this thing at 6, see how there's only £48 there? If I click at 6, bang. Well, that shouldn't have happened on -1. Let me go and see why that did that. Let me get out of that. Maybe I didn't. Oh, I didn't turn it on. That's what happened. I didn't turn it on. Oops. So let me get out of that. Sorry, guys, that's my mistake. Turn the fill or kill on. So -1 second. If I go and click a £100 bet at 6.2, nothing happens. Okay, because you see the market had just started. Let me go and get a new market. Helps if you turn it on, doesn't it? So let's go 1246 Doncaster. Go to the ladder. Turn fill or kill on this time. And you see there, I'm going to go and get £100 and 9.2, 9.4. I'll go and place a bet there. Nothing happened. But you can see it did actually place a bet back £102 for at 9.2. So what -1 does is for those people that want to click fill or kill and either have the whole bet matched or nothing at all. I'm not sure why they want to do it, but quite a few asked for it. Even Betfair Australia asked me to put this in. They said, look, we've got a lot of customers that want to submit bets in, and if there's no money, like if they're not fully matched, they don't even want it to hit the market. So that's what we did. So I'm going to go back and just change mine back to my normal 3 seconds, which I use in running, and that is the fill or kill tool. All right, so there's 3 different ways now that you can do that. Another thing that was confusing people, if you go to the ladder, you see at 11.5 here, there's a 6 in brackets. And people go, what's the brackets? That shows you the last matched amount. So £6 was matched at 11.5, now 15. And every time a bet's matched, you get a figure in brackets. And if the whole amount's taken, you'll see brackets on both sides. That can be a bit confusing and annoying to some people. So if you're not interested in seeing the last matched amounts, you can simply go down and turn it off. So I'm going to put no and save that, and then save it. And then now you will not see the last traded volume on that. So if I go and open that again, 1246, we go and open up the 1246 at Doncaster. Just remember that any changes you make in settings won't be affected on any market you've already got open. So just go and change your settings, then open the market. So now if we go to the ladder, you won't see, you see the prices moving, but you're no longer seeing the matched amounts in brackets. Now, personally, I like it, particularly for greyhounds. If I saw this Alien Mirage, if someone come in and bet 500 on this dog in the last 20 seconds, personally, I want to know that information. But some people don't want to know it, so you can turn it off. So I'll just go in so I don't forget, and I'm going to turn mine back on. Click save, done. There it goes. So the next time I open a market, that'll be ready to go. One of the other things, if you've been away from your computer and you come back and you say the computer's been asleep, but you didn't close BetJet, and you open it up And this green, this is an API indicator. This tells you, this green box up here tells you if you've got a good connection or not to the Betfair API. Sometimes you might come back from a break and your computer's gone to sleep, BetJet Pro's gone to sleep, and this box is red or orange, okay? If that's the case, just open up a market and just simply push the R key. All right, there'll be a video on all this stuff on the website, but it's basically just refresh the connection, gives you a new connection to Betfair, and will instantly turn that box to green. All right, so that's the R button. One other cool thing we've added for those that that wanted it, we're going to have a look at Goodwood. Okay, what you're seeing down the left-hand side is all the active bets on the market. So if you don't want that, just simply click on the bar and it hides it. And if you want to see them, you click it and it opens it. Whatever you choose will happen on the next market. So if I shut that, any subsequent markets I open, it will remain shut until I click it open again. So you don't have to do it every time. And one other cool thing we've added is all bets. So if you click the all bets tab, you can now see anything that you've got open. So say I was over here on first half goals, and I'm going to go and shut that Goodwood race. Okay, and I'm going to go and shut this tennis match because it's finished. So all I've got open now is Nottingham Forest. So if I just want to think, I'm going to go and check how that horse is doing, and I'm going to go and see what price my horse is now, you simply go to all bets, and the link at the top, it just says 1 mile maiden stakes Goodwood. Click on the link, bang, it opens up the race for you, so you can easily get to any active bets that you've got. And then if you don't want so much on the left-hand side here, you can just go there. If I go and place some unmatched bets on this one, you'll see that the unmatched bets tab pops up. So active bets, unmatched, and there they are. And then if I go and cancel them, that active bets unmatched will shut because there's going to be no unactive. It just automatically shuts itself. Okay, so that's the active bets matched and unmatched. One of the other cool things that we've added into BetJet for you is I'll go and show you on a more active market. So we'll go and find a greyhound race, 12.49. So we'll go to the 12.51 at Sunderland because we want a market that's moving a little bit. You'd probably use this tool in horse racing. So I want you to imagine this is an in-running horse race, and I'm going to go and just lay this thing here for 5. So see, you go up here and you put your exit in. I normally would exit at 20, so I'm going to put my exit in at 20, which is there. But as soon as I move off this ladder, you see it goes right back to the last traded price, which is what, you know, ladders, they auto center. We've now got a tool that if you want to turn it off, up here, auto center, turn it off. And now in running, you can just go and find that bet and you can sit it right in the middle of your ladder so you can see it. And now move off the ladder anywhere, it won't move. So a lot of people try to do things in running and the ladders move a bit much for them. So now it's all manual. Those ladders won't move unless you move them. So if I move this to 101, it'll stay there. If I move this to 1,000, it'll stay there. And then the instant you finish doing what you're doing, just click Auto Center, bang, everything goes straight back to where it was. Okay, the Get Me Out button is back as well. So if you want the Get Me Out, that goes in running. We turned it off in running because people didn't know how to use it and they were getting themselves into all sorts of trouble. So I'll very quickly demonstrate how that works on a later race. I'll just go and get out of this. There we go. So I'll go and open up a race tonight. Say this 311 race, there'll be no money there. All right. So what happens in running, is particularly in Australia and in US horse racing, you can get markets that look like this in running. So let's say hypothetically I've laid this, we'll call it a horse, at even money for £50. And the horse could be running last and he should be by all means 1,000. But if there's nobody prepared to lay the horse at 1,000 like you would get in the UK, the Get Me Out button can only take notice of what money's available. So if I'd done it for £50 and I clicked Get Me Out, the only money available on this runner is at 116 and 114. So if you click it, it's going to do exactly what you've asked it to do, get you out. So it will take the best available money. So it will take that money at 1.16 and it will take that money at 114. And you've effectively just got out of a horse at 114 that is 100 metres behind and should be 1,000. So don't just use it as an exit button. It is an emergency button to get you out as quickly as possible, but just be fully aware that it will do exactly what we've told it to do. It will get you out where it can. So that is really deadly. And Celtic have now put that game beyond doubt. They're still in the first half, 7 minutes of extra time, injury time, and they're up 4-0. So, you probably look at a couple of extra goals in the second half there. So that is what the Get Me Out button does now. A couple more things to show you in horse racing is if I go to the next horse race, 1250, and we'll go to horse racing 24, 1250. So we'll go to Goodwood 115. The stop entry tool, which a lot of people really like. The stop entry tool is something that you'd use maybe on a horse like this favourite. And what I have mine set to is if the horse trades at 12, I want to lay a bet at 15. So it's like semi-automation. So the way the tool works in settings is stop entry, trigger price 12, bet price 15. Place lay when bet price rises to above the trigger price. And the way you'd use this tool is it virtually puts you on the shoulder of the drone traders or the GPS traders or the on-track traders. As soon as they see that this horse is beat and they start laying it and the price starts flying out, they're going to see that a lot sooner than you will on the TV pictures at home. They're a good couple of seconds in front of you. So we use the software to just follow what they do. So if this price started drifting out, the instant it traded at 12, I would lay it at 15. And you can pick your own parameters. But what I wanted to show you here was that tool now works with the tick offset. But what you have to do first is turn the tick offset on. That's vital. So you turn the tick offset on, it's now active on that horse. So now if I push the E key, I've basically given BetJet Pro instructions that if this horse here trades at 12, I want to lay it at 15, and then it will put the tick offset 200% higher. All right, but I think rather than just talk to you about that now, it's far easier for me to show you it in a video, which I've done. So you can go and watch that one. All right, so look, that's pretty much everything in the thing, other than, with the football, pretty well the same as tennis. The liability reduction, it works great in football markets. The Optihedge is there. Any questions that you guys have got? I mean, I've done a 30-minute webinar and not one person's asked a question. So I'm either exceptionally good at explaining stuff, I've bored you to tears and you're all gone to sleep, or you didn't understand a word I said. I think it's probably the first one. I hope you understood everything that I showed you there. So this webinar will be available to watch again, probably in the next hour or so, if you wanted to go back over it. But what's going to happen is on the website, everything that we've done and updated is going to be in there. So these buttons here, just remember, go into settings, click edit super tools. We've got it for tennis there, but it's not just about tennis. It's for football or for anything. You can use it on any selection, really. The liability reduction, so that's pretty cool. The fill or kill, new thing. Some people will use it, some won't. Everything else stays the same. The tools on the grid are pretty cool now. They're also, I should mention, you don't just have to push a hotkey now. I can just go and actually click the button. So if I want the tick offset on, it is clickable, because a few people didn't like having to use hotkeys. So as we go through stuff, we're going to make it a lot more easier for both. You can be clickers or you can be hotkey users. All right, so they're clickable now. Put the stop loss on or off, whatever you like. Dags has just put the BetJet Pro YouTube channel in there. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see it there. There's loads of videos showing you everything that's new. And if there's anything particular you want to see, if you don't want to scroll through all this to find it, I mean, you can just do a search, like go up to the fill or kill and it'll explain it there. Or you can just go to search this channel. So fill or kill, and there you go. So you've come straight to the top. So anything you want to see, just go and do a search on the channel. But we've got 2 support channels in there in Telegram, the BetJet Pro support channel and the BetJet Pro chat channel. Okay, so just ask any questions in there, and Dags and myself or any of the other guys, plenty of people in there will answer questions for you. So look, that's it for now. Thank you very much for your company. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you like the new stuff we've done. I'll just show you one last thing while I remember. The release notes that I showed you, just to show you what they look like. They're dead simple. So this is the release notes. You can go and download them, or you can just see them on the website. But it basically just shows you what we've done. So here's the first one, Optihedge. So it just shows you what happened and what we've now got. So this feature is called Optihedge. You go and enable it in the settings, and then it shows you what it looks like. And then what we'll do this afternoon is we'll go and add a video to the bottom of that release note, and then you'll be able to, so from tomorrow, the release notes will have videos attached, and you'll just be able to, show me how that works. Click, and away you go. The new sounds is there. The values, we've made it nice and big. You'll notice a much better, cleaner thing at the top. One thing I did quickly forget to show you, which is important for those that use it, is on a horse race, when you've got the jockey next to underneath the runner there, so you can see Tom Marquand's the jockey on just a tad. Now when you go to the ladder, if you look at your current BetJet Pro, you'll see a load of stuff up here. It's gone to tidy all that up, because we know Tom Marquand's on there. But if you've forgotten, you just go and hover on the horse, on his name, and it pops up. Tom Marquand, Willie Haggis, and there's his form, 536115. But in running, most people don't even look or need that information. But if you want to know which jockey is on, and you're on the ladder, so we'll go and look at Zimmer. Who's on Zimmer? George Downing. Okay, so it's all there, but we've just hidden it to make it a lot cleaner, because the text was really small and it just looked cluttered, and it allowed us to make the figures bigger. So if I go back to that, where did I have it? The general release. Right, just go and look at the release note. So the user interface update, there's a bit there about clicking the pin. So everything I've just shown you is in the release notes. You can go and just quickly read it, have a read of how it was, what it is now, and how to do it. All right, so look, thanks very much for joining me this morning. And we've put some stuff there in the chat if you want to quickly grab it. The support channel for Telegram, the chat channel for Telegram. And you can also back a selection and zero another selection like a saver bet, as he said. So he said, James has said that's the same one, Dags. It's the same support channel that you're in now, James, yeah. Just for anybody new that wasn't already in there. Okay, so thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.